ArtVines, our first holiday wine tasting event. I am Horace Flournoy. This is Destin Fairman. Behind the bar is Danielle.
Hello.
Erica Collins is behind you, one of my advisors. Ben Billings is upstairs on a conference call. He works on the Hill and he's got some big, huge bill to process. So we're going to get started. Thank you for coming, first of all, and I'm just so excited right now. Hit it. So first of all, I really want to thank everybody for coming out. HZDG, just a brief story. I'm going to go kind of off the record here. I was presenting ArtVines to a gentleman about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and basically I was kind of bragging on the fact that we had this award-winning graphic design firm completing all of our graphic design work, as well as our logo, our branding, our website to be completed pretty soon. So, you know, he opens up the Washington Business Journal. He had it right on his desk, and for some reason, it just so happens to be that they did the top 20 web design firms in the Washington, D.C. area. A very, very update periodical. HZDG was #1 on that list. When I first got in contact with HZDG, I mean, when I first saw their work, I just knew in my heart that ArtVines had to go through the HZDG gauntlet, creative gauntlet. I'm sure you've seen a lot of their work. But I feel really strongly about the ArtVines brand, about the strength of what we have to offer, and I think the logo and design, I think you're going to be really pleased with, and it just had to go through HZDG, and they were the only ones to do it. Top flight. Everything you're going to see tonight is going to be top flight. Hit it. So thanks. Oh wait, HZDG, raise your hands. Oh. So tonight, just a little brief overview of what we're going to do. We're going to go through a few little revenue models that we have for ArtVines, a brief art expo. If you notice, we've got a piece behind me, a piece in that corner, 2 pieces here, a piece there. And all of this artwork is actually for sale. So if any of you are inclined to purchase some art and to donate to the ArtVines cause, that would be greatly appreciated. So then we're going to get to a little bit of the creativity and innovation behind ArtVines. I like to call it tricks up my sleeve. There's one thing about me, I get to this a little later, it's that I've always been creative. And it's just what I've always embraced. It's what I think my God-given ability and talent. And you know, just bringing the company together, bringing some of the other ideas that have formulated in my mind together is just what I do, and I love to do it. And then we're going to wrap up. So why don't we get to our first wine tasting, Danielle? First of all, Danielle hasn't said anything. Danielle, he's usually very talkative. Now he coughs and.
I'm just absorbing. I think. You know, one of the exciting things about Horace is that he's very intoxicating. I'm jaded after opening 9 clubs and hotels and nightclubs and restaurants in this town and other cities. So when I met him, I was like, oh, here's another guy who wants to open another wine bar. And I figured he'd be either a dentist or a lawyer. And you know, I would ask him, why would he open a wine bar? He says, because he needs a social life. He's tired of his job. Which is the story I get, and I turn them down as clients. You know, I do this for a living. I live here, and I wanted to work with people that really have a vision, have the resources, have the energy and the passion to do it for the cause of wine. Wine to me has been an art form. And many people I've met with have tried to come up with a concept that really puts art and wine. I mean, you go to a gallery, they serve you some cheap wine, and then you buy some art, and then the next morning you wake up, you have a headache, and you don't know why you buy that wine. Right. So here was a vision that Destin and Horace and Ben had in mind, where they wanted to really come up with that 4% of wine and art that's really worthwhile, that's special. Wine that not only has a pretty label, but also has a little art inside of it. It's an artist made that wine from some small part of the world, and then there's art as an artist from another part of the world that made it. It could be an Israeli artist with an Israeli wine, Could be an artist that went to Tuscany and painted some paintings and came back, and we can sell, promote or introduce that with wines from Tuscany. And that kind of clicked a light bulb in my head and said, wow, here's a guy who has that idea. So how can we help him reach his goal? And that's where I came into the picture. So I'm excited. I think it's a brilliant idea. I think the branding is there already, which is wonderful. The business savvy is already there. There's a great team behind Horace, which makes my job a lot easier from a consultant in the hospitality who people come to and say, here's $2 million, open a restaurant for me, and I want to be successful and I want to win the best awards. Here it's not about the award. It's about the business of selling art and wine, making people happy, and be sustainable to open many more in the coming years.
Excellent. All right.
Cheers.
So cheers. Why don't we jump into our first wine tasting? If you don't have a glass, please grab a glass. Danielle, do we have to hold on to our glasses throughout the evening?
No, I tried to get you to use one glass for white and champagne, and kind of the way I do it, and I have a glass for red. So I always have 2 glasses.
I liked him for a reason.
People ask me, what do you do? I say, I drink for a living. So if you don't mind, please come to me.
If any of you are wondering how I came up with the idea for ArtVines, it was really just a no-brainer for me. I was at a club February 2005, and the club happened to have a brick wall art gallery next to it, or kind of attached to it. And so that night I happened to get a glass of wine, and in order to get to the bathroom, you had to leave out of the bar and go past the art gallery. So what I did, I had to take my drink with me, went to the bathroom, I had the glass of wine in my hand, and I was walking past the art gallery, and there it was. And I swear, since then, that night I had a vision. Since then, I haven't been able to let it go. So that was 3 years ago, and here we are now. We're chugging away. 2 months after that, we spent name storming. So, and then that's how we came up with ArtVines. A combination, a unique combination between a wine bar and an art gallery. ArtVines.